A vehicle service center has been constructed in the Ho Technical University after partnering with Japan Motors. They have finally finished the construction of this service center. Now, it was part of the vision of the university to become a hub for technological and practical vocational education. And after training, most to have these types of skills in Africa, the whole technical university have constructed this facility to promote hands-on practical skills so that people are not just learning theory but they are actually practicing that which they've learned. Now, this was done for the students of the Department of Mechanical Engineering in this whole technical university. So, a lot of people have commended the project. It's a good one. It's going to give some of these students the skills they need before they leave for their own careers and job paths. They'll have the experience, they'll know the ways to use certain tools and how to go about working on some of these vehicles, and they wouldn't have a problem with the automobile industry in the country. Now, their aim is to produce competent human resources for this vehicle industry. Now, the facility is going to be a place for the Volta and OT regions where vehicles that are sold by Japan Motors could be serviced. Now, when the facility was done and they were inaugurating the center, the Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Ben Honyenuka, he expressed that it was a good collaboration with Japan Motors and it will provide opportunities for automobile engineering students to get the knowledge they required to work on such cars whilst they are living on campus. Now, he said that the company has always had a good working relationship with the university, that is the Japan Motors, because according to him, they offered internship every year to some of their students. So Japan Motors had been helping some of their students to come to their facilities around the nation and to learn some of the skills they needed to know around vehicles. So for him, it wasn't something that they have not done before. This was just a next step that was being taken by the Japan Motors company. Now, he also added that the future of the university was bright because this service center was going to be one that the students was going to pursue to a level where they'll become an excellent people in this nation, looking at the fact that it was the first technical university in Ghana to have successfully established a top-notch vehicle service center on its campus. It was glad that the future was very bright. If you had gone into the facility, you notice some very well equipped things there, and it was amazing. It's just like an automobile industry on its own, a little automobile industry on its own, and we're very glad that the Volta region is getting some of these projects on board. Now, the Vice Chancellor was particularly excited with the accomplishment because he told us that these were the ways they were progressively achieving their related, key performance, which they had put out ever since they came into office. According to him, they are hopeful to even do more in the future. But though this is one of the major things they have broken through with, there are even bigger plans which they hope to go on with, especially with their partnership with the Japan Motors company. Now, that was not all that happened at the event, but Japan Motors was good enough to donate one of its local assembled vehicles to the university for training of its students. So there was a Nissan vehicle 4x4 that was presented to the company. Mr. Salem Kalmoni, who was the managing director of the Japan Motors, presented the car keys to Professor Ben Honyenuga. It was amazing. It makes us see that they are not just about the talk, but they are serious about doing things for the university, and this is going to impact the whole Volta region on a whole. Now, let's look at the importance of some of these structures and even of the center to the university and to the nation. We are looking at how the two partners would gain from this facility that has been constructed. It's going to solve some problems associated, with acquiring and using some spare parts in the nation. There have been some issues raised in the past where some spare parts which vehicle owners needed to fix on their vehicles were counterfeit, were fake, were some were not as top notch as the originals. So now that this vehicle service center was here, it would be a spot for getting some of these quality parts for those vehicles that are being used and are being provided by the company. So any of you who's using a Nissan or any other vehicle that is produced by Japan Motors, and if you are around the university or if you are a student, you can get some of these parts from the vehicle service center without worrying about the quality of it. Nowadays there are a lot of influx of counterfeit parts in the nation, and if you are not careful, you spend your money on certain things that would only tend to become waste in the near future. Moving on, the clients of this vehicle service center would also have access to some special and modern diagnostic tools. You know that there are some problems on vehicles that cannot be easily assessed by a mechanic, because every day the vehicles that are being produced and brought into our countries are having some higher level of technical and innovational requirements in there. So certain things would require apps to get them to function. Certain things will require some tools that are have been digitalized for such purposes. So now that this vehicle service center is present, these clients will not have a problem with diagnosing some problems with their vehicles. Also, they are going to receive excellent customer services, because these are not going to be one of those roadside mechanics who are doing something just to get something to eat, who are doing anything just to get something to eat. They are going to have also the software updates, among others, which are required for some of these vehicles, high class vehicles, to be programmed properly and to function and make driving and also comfort on the road easier for them. Now that the service center is available. Those who have been driving vehicles that are that have been sold by Japan Motors will no longer have to worry about traveling all the way to Accra or Abusiokai or to Tema to buy some of these spare parts and to service their vehicles as they normally previously used to do. You know, before some people have to move all the way to Abusiokai just to purchase some car parts, some spare parts, or to get some services done for their vehicles. This is now going to prevent those stressful situations because now they can easily fix their vehicles at the center in the Volta region, and it's going to save them a lot. Apart from transport, it's going to save them a lot of stress. So that's one other benefit that comes along with this facility. And not only will they get it, they'll get it by a well trained and approved specialist and people who have been um, trained for this particular purpose. Now, the vice chancellor also expressed that he was hoping they will begin um, moving from this level to another level with their partnership to get a certain attitude at the facility. This is going to promote total, commitment and selflessness. And so he's looking at a certain dedication to the duty because he expressed how sometimes people need their vehicles and their cars to work in a certain way, but then there are some places where you go, you'll not get that type of service. So he was hoping that this was going to change those issues. Now, the vice chancellor also expressed that with the new vehicle assembly plants in the country, there was going to be more opportunities for students in the whole technical university to have a more diversified role, with the company, such that when those students who have been trained around here are done with their training, there could be opportunities for them to work in Japan Motors in other branches which have been established in the nation. So that by the time they go to, if they are employed, if they are fortunate to be employed with Japan Motors, by the time they are moved to any of the branches, they would already have the necessary skills they desire, which the company will be looking out for before employing them, so that it wouldn't be now that you are going to learn at the job site, but you would already be coming with the value that is needed to perform the role that they've been employed for. So it was a good initiative, and Mr. Kaumoni, the managing director of Japan Motors, was happy that they could partner with the institution to do this facility and to bring it out properly. He said he was looking at how their businesses was going to grow and expand. So, though people were seeing them as also doing something good, he wanted to be honest that they were also looking at also expanding their business, because when they expand their business, it will not only be good for them, but it will be good also for the nation. Remember that they are paying taxes and they are also acquiring revenue for the nation. So, he promised to do his best with his company to continue to work and grow together with the university. He promised to offer the technical requirements needed by the whole university to get the training they might need, and also to open up some spots of employment for students who are willing to further their practical studies about vehicles, about working in companies that have these vehicles around them all the time. So he did his best he promised to do his best to make it grow further and further. So that is another achievement we can be grateful for in the Volta region, and we are seeing day by day how the Volta region is becoming more industrialized, more digitalized, and more of an innovation place to be at. Let us know your comments about what you think about this, vehicle service center. you could give us your ideas about things to improve in the Volta region or in the whole technical university. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.